And we are back live from Plymouth Memorial Hall, ladies and gentlemen, watching on Spectation Sports. Coming up next, kicking off the main card, we've got the vacant amateur lightweight title fight on the line between Aiden Guilliani and Avery Poole. And a marquee matchup this will be between these two young lightweight contenders.
Let's go. You heard Andy Kerrs getting the crowd hyped for this one. It sounded like an even split when it came to how the crowd were sounding for both of these guys. They both bring big fan bases, respectively, South Shore and Nostos. 3-1 record out of Aiden Guilliani, 3-0 out of Avery Poole. This is a crazy fight.
Yeah, looks like we got a great matchup coming up here. And let's kick off the main card, gentlemen.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
How about that undercard? Those prelims were unbelievable. We saw knockouts, we saw submissions. We only saw the decision one time, and now we're right into the main card to continue the action here tonight.
Yeah, and they're both big, true lightweights. Aiden Guilliani filling out in his frame at the young age of 20 years old. And Avery Poole coming down from Nostos, a dense lightweight in his own right. I've heard nothing but great things out of his corner about what we can expect from him, but Aiden Guilliani's already proven himself on the testing ground of the Cage Titans cage.
Yeah, he has 3 victories here at Cage Titans, all submissions. He only tasted defeat once, and it was by decision. So looks like he's got a pretty high-level grappling game. He's with the South Shore guys. They have a pretty high-level jiu-jitsu over there. And this is going to be a high-level matchup, that's for sure.
Absolutely, man. You know, we talked about the 3 wins and that one unfortunate loss to Eric Zane, but in that loss, man, there's a lot of good to take out of that. That was a 5-round title fight, and that's so much experience that you can take with you into future bouts. As you saw, he followed up with an arm triangle, first-round arm triangle win against Isaiah Small after that bout, and he was doing a lot of good things in the Eric Zane fight. He was really playing the outside well until Eric Zane made some good adjustments, and this kid always impressed me every single time he's out here. A young stud, and just a full, complete game.
Yeah, and like you said, that experience is invaluable.
I was talking to the truck, my bad on that. Nope. We're waiting on his cup. I just got word that he doesn't have his cup on, so that's what we're coming to us. All right. So, a little bit of an equipment malfunction there. Can't allow a fight to go on without a mouthpiece or a cup, so Aiden Guilliani has to go back and retrieve said cup before the fight starts. So, a little bit of a delay, but both fighters are ready to scrap. I'm sure we'll have an extra cup somewhere if he can bring us back. Yep.
I wouldn't want to borrow a cup.
I wish I had one for him to borrow. I don't. But yeah, fighters, you gotta have your mouth guard, you gotta have your cup, you gotta have shorts.
Yes. Can't fight naked.
Gloves signed off, and you're good to go.
If I had to pick, I'd rather borrow the cup than the mouth guard, but
really?
Still.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I would
really?
I'd borrow either, just to not walk back upstairs. I would borrow either, just not to walk upstairs.
Oh, yeah,
I would. If you walk all the way out there,
he does not fight.
He doesn't want to.
Yeah, there's been a few different times where the fighter had to walk out twice due to some malfunctions or something like that. One of my amateur bouts, I had to walk out twice.
You forget.
It definitely happens. Little things.
Ambulance wasn't outside at the time or something. I don't know.
I just got word from Johnny Cupcakes. I'm sure you all heard of it home, but yeah, training partner and long-time South Shore sport fighting legend himself tells us that Aiden just doesn't like to fight with a cup.
Oh, really?
He finds it restrictive.
I suppose. I wouldn't know anything about that.
He likes to fight balls to the wall.
Oh, okay.
I see what you did there.
We got time to kill. I gotta come up with some lines here as we're waiting for Cupgate 2025.
We can touch base on that undercard. I mean, there's some.
Yeah.
Where do we start, right? I mean,
with all the finishes.
My personal favorite finish was Drew Arpin. I mean, right in front of us.
Yeah.
He
slumped him.
Slumped him straight down, and then
pissed on him.
The victory. Yeah, he marked his territory. The celebration after was unbelievable.
You just don't see that.
Yeah, that was an insane celebration. But how about that war to start us off with Mark McKay getting that win over Rafael Maya? They kicked that card off so nice in that firefight. It snowballed into where we're at right now.
I would say that's fight of the night so far. I mean, it was the first fight of the evening, and it was absolutely electric. There was no second in that fight where there was some downtime. It was crazy.
It was nonstop. Both guys had hurt each other in that fight. And just the level of skill that we're seeing tonight is great, right? They're exciting fights, but sometimes excitement in amateurs mean it's like a brawl and it's not technical. But the excitement we've seen tonight has been exciting, technical fights. You can tell that both these men and women competing tonight are highly skilled. It's been great to watch. I can't wait to see what's happening into this main card.
Yeah, just a testament to the coachability of this next generation. These amateurs that are so young in their career, looking so seasoned, so fine-tuned as martial artists, overcoming adversity and not being bothered by the magnitude of a moment. And we're at a point in the card right now where level these amateur title fights, and then we go into the professionals. It's at another level of that.
Yeah.
It's just we're seeing amateurs arrive at their debuts at the level that pros were midway in their career 10, 15 years ago. And it's evident to see.
You know what impresses me is the composure from these amateurs.
I was just about to say
right,
that.
Not only are they skilled, but they're composed, right? And a lot of times you see those first fight jitters, but we're not seeing a lot of that tonight where people are making these wild mistakes just because they're fighting on adrenaline. You can tell that. I think a big part of it is the teams that they're training with, right? They're training with super high level. You're not seeing any like independent gyms, right, tonight. You're seeing people that are coming from coaches that are experienced, and they must be having these conversations and working with them on kind of the mental side and preparing them that way. It's really showing. There's got to be, I guess, more experience coming into that now, and more training and preparation.
Absolutely, and it's the training partners as well that have been to these bouts, been into the Cage Titans cage. And Cage Titans, like we always keep saying, man, they raise the bar every single show, and it's become not just a spectacle of an event to go to. It's not just like, oh, let's go to the bar type of thing. Like, no, this is like a true event to be at with huge exposure globally at this point with the reach they get on social media and all that. So the fact that all their teammates have been in this cage and felt the feel, the fight night feel, the crowd erupting, the loss, the wins, and to give that experience as best you can to the up-and-comers, man, a little bit. Of course, it's never, completely sound as getting in there yourself, but it's as close as you can get.
And fans, if you haven't been to Plymouth Memorial Hall, Cage Titans is the event to be at. I was talking to some people earlier. They're like, I don't know. I've never been to fights before. I'm like, just go. There's a reason why the Coliseum was so popular, and this is a modern-day gladiatorial event. Come out, come down to Plymouth. It's a beautiful place. Grab some dinner. Come watch some fights. I mean, I'm surprised the UFC put on a show tonight. Right? It's kind of ballsy. Go up head to head against Cage Titans.
I love that.
Right?
I love that mentality. I agree.
Indeed, it certainly feels that way, especially with all the love that we get in this building. There isn't a single seat open. Everybody is glued to the action right here, and there's no other option. You're just fully immersed in.
Here we go.
All right, he's got his
all right,
armor on.
We're walking out. We're going to be walking out Avery Poole right now as Aiden Guilliani finishes up setting up his cup. Avery Poole coming to us out of Nostos MMA, out of Somersworth, New Hampshire. Devin Powell has established himself in the northern region of New England, and the momentum that gym has through this year of amateur, up-and-comers, professional prospects. They're building a devastating camp up there year over year, and here's another undefeated amateur prospect. I think he's only 20, 21 years old, if I remember correctly, maybe 23 at the oldest. And he's just a fully framed lightweight, densely built, undefeated, stepping up in a big spot tonight.
Yeah, he's coming out of Nostos. I mean, these guys, these are like blue-collar guys. They work hard. They train hard. They have a great coaching staff up there. This is his first trip to the Cage Titans cage. Looks like he's mostly been competing up in Maine. He's making his first walk at the Cage Titans cage.
3-0 already. But this Cage Titans environment, the Coliseum-esque environment, certainly a different angle to the fight game that it presents. But looking composed, Nostos as a team, certainly no stranger coming into this building and making so. Talking about the mental clarity and composure that a lot of these debuting amateurs have been showing tonight. Expect nothing less out of Avery Poole with the camp and the experience that he has behind him.
Yes, sir. First of two Nostos fighter on the night. Trying to start it off for his boy Nick Elgin and co-main tonight.
Both vying for gold as well, so the stakes are high for the Nostos crew, but they wouldn't have it any other way. Walkout number 2 for Aiden Guilliani, approaching shortly, hopefully with all of the proper armor. Looks like we're getting Aiden Guilliani right into the cage. So says Michael Polvera. We await our tail of the tape for this lightweight championship fight. Brought to you by Coop's Barn Grill out of Quincy, Mass.
All right, our tail of the tape for this lightweight title fight of the evening. Aiden Guilliani, the young gun at 20 years old. Avery Poole at 2 years old or 22 years old. Guilliani 5'10". Poole having the height advantage at 6 foot flat. Guilliani coming slightly under at 153, Poole at 55, and Guilliani having a 1-inch reach disadvantage at 69, opposed to Avery Poole at 70 inches. Here's Andy to make it official.
Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen of Plymouth Memorial Hall. Prepare yourselves for the main card of Cage Titans 73. This next fight is brought to you by ABS Fence, and this next fight is for the vacant Cage Titans Amateur Lightweight Championship, scheduled for 5 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Introducing to you first, in the red corner, with an amateur mixed martial arts record of 3 victories and 1 defeat. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 153 pounds. From Whitman, Massachusetts, he's representing South Shore Sport Fighting. Let's hear it for Aiden, the Candyman Guilliani. And now, introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, holding a perfect amateur mixed martial arts record of 3 victories and no defeats. He stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 155 pounds. From Sanford, Maine, he's representing Nostos. Let's hear it for Avery Poole.
All right, gentlemen, it's for the amateur lightweight title, okay? Protect yourselves at all times, listen to my commands at all times. Let's have a fair fight. Touch him up, come out, fight. Here we go.
Our referee for this lightweight title fight, Scott LaPointe.
All right, here we go. Start of the main card. We got Guilliani in the black and white and red. And we got Poole. He's wearing the blue trunks.
One word to describe the feeling in there: focus. Both of these guys are locked in.
Yeah, this is as high levels it gets to the amateur ranks, man.
Right, either of these guys could step into the professional rankings at any time now. They got a decent amount of experience.
Interested to see how, oh, big overhand from Guilliani to get in on a takedown.
Poole has 2 guillotine finishes. He shot right for that guillotine.
And he's got a good bite on it, and he's on the right
This is
hip.
his move.
Guilliani's caught, and he's wincing. He's not looking comfortable in there at all. He's not in a good spot right now,
He's
and
trying to push on the knee.
Turning colors.
Guilliani is doing a good job of spiking that shoulder into his sternum to alleviate the pressure on the neck here.
And he gave the thumbs up. He's pushing the crown of his head for the ground, which is smart, trying to alleviate some pressure. That looked like he might want to tap.
I would
try to fight the grip.
I wouldn't even start striking if I was Guilliani. I would stay patient and not try to overexert anything here.
Right.
Keep that shoulder spiked into his sternum and fight those hands.
Gave a thumbs up a few seconds ago, but he's starting to wince now, and his face is getting darker.
Sometimes those punches mean it's getting tighter.
Yeah,
right? It's like those last couple desperation
and
punches.
And will get it sorry to interrupt you.
And it's an arm-in guillotine where Avery Poole's doing the right thing and crunching into it. And I know that a lot of guillotines, they build up lactic acid if you're squeezing too much, but if you're using your core to finish that choke and you're more just holding on to the neck and crunching up into it, you've got a lot more leeway with the longevity of the squeeze in your arms. And that looks like what he's doing right now, is just kind of not squeezing to pop his head like a zit, but more hold it and slowly constrict the blood flow. Because you see Aiden like have these moments of panic, almost get out, not quite.
This is a better position for him now, right? Now they shift him, and he can start to wedge him against the cage a little bit.
Just sucks to be in that position, though. It's uncomfortable. A lot of adversity already hitting, but you just got to stay patient.
How did I get here, right?
Yeah. Something that's, helping Poole here, he is directly in his own corner. So, Devin Powell and the crew giving him sound advice, I'm sure.
Looks like the grip just broke on that guillotine bite. Avery Poole's left hand does not longer seem attached to his right, which is the choking arm, and Aiden Guilliani pops his head out.
All right, Guilliani fights the choke.
Oh boy, interesting turn of events with 30 seconds left in the fight, in the round.
Taking the back is Guilliani.
He tried to fish for that hook. Looks like he's gonna have trouble getting it. He switches over, hip to hip, and he gets it back in. 10 seconds left of the round.
Oh, short time here.
The Sulov stretch.
Here, but I like the creativity.
Absolutely, cranked him a little bit there at the end.
Yeah, he was going for that leg lock with the back take. I do believe it's the Sulov stretch, if I'm calling it correctly, pronouncing it correctly.
Got to give it 10-9 to Avery Poole if I was judging, just because the submission intent for the majority of the round, even if he didn't get it. I think.
He was caught in a guillotine that wasn't like cinched in where you're panic mode, but it was pretty, he was there. Trying to escape the whole round was Guilliani, so I'd say we're going at the red corner court in the cam with the lovely Sky Ashland and Lori getting us ready. Round two.
I know he was. I know. Just let him do it again. Just keep your nose into his ribs. It'll be nothing. Just keep punching. And now come out. He's a lefty. He's going to look for high kicks. He's going to look for that left hand. Keep moving around. Let it go. He's more tired than you.
Something interesting to note here, this is the first time in Avery Poole's career he gets to the second round.
Very interesting indeed. We're going to kick it over to Johnny Cupcakes Campbell. We had a nice chuckle after listening to Bill Mahoney give instruction to Aiden Guilliani, a spot where you have been in many, many times over your career.
Many times. Guilliani, I like it, just staying a little more alert when he shoots in to avoid maybe trying to get guillotined. And then Poole, I think maybe just being willing to abandon the submission and start working on something else in the future. Great fight.
In the clinch early. Guilliani shooting for that takedown. Nice frame from Poole.
Yeah, Poole's looking to turn and break. There he goes. Didn't get to see a whole lot of stand-up exchanges. Looks like they're a little bit more willing to stand right now. Oh, little trip.
Yeah, it was a nice calf kick, but they both lost their balance off of it.
You know what I was going to say? That first calf kick that Poole gave to Guilliani, it looked like it stung him pretty back to it.
Guilliani trying to creep the back, and he's made a career of it so far. It looks like he might have it on the chin, a good grip on it, not quite under, but
he's trying to get, if Poole can get up to his base right now, he's starting to get a little bit too late now because the hooks are coming in. But he had a short opportunity where he might have been able to slide out back.
Yeah, crucial for Guilliani to stay under the arms and not get too high here.
And Guilliani's got some hellacious ground and pound when he wants to start throwing it, but that's a good bite on the face.
It's on the
Poole.
chin, but it is tight. He's fighting the hand, doing a good job fighting the hand. He secured that. He's trying to get the 2-on-1, that wrist there.
And sometimes these face cranks are almost more effective as you're like balled up on your opponent, not so much fully extended with the back take. It's almost
Habib McGregor.
Yeah. You kind of curl in on the back take instead of arch your hips, and you can crank someone's neck pretty good there. But to no avail as Avery Poole escapes that attempt and retains guard here after having his back taken for a brief moment.
Yep. Guilliani just using his weight, pinning Poole's neck between the fence and the canvas.
Couple big shots.
Nice job to control the legs to circle to turtle here.
Right, he avoided any of those up kicks and was able to roll him right over and take this dominant position again.
Amateur, can you up kick to the face?
That's true, right? You can to the body, though.
I think you can if your opponent's standing, because you can kick your opponent to the face.
Yep. Right, I believe, since, you know, head
but maybe
kicks are
you
legal.
can't. I don't know. There's some weird rule. I might have to read the rule book. It's been a number of years. But I know there's certain attacks you cannot do at the amateur ranks. I'm not sure if up kicks is one. That might be one that's wishy-washy.
Oh, big ground and pound to end the round here.
Yeah, kind of a tale of two rounds where, you know, Guilliani on the defensive for most of round one and Avery Poole on the defensive for most of round two. And we got 3 rounds less to go to decipher who the amateur lightweight champion is.
Yeah, strong finish by Guilliani. Very close fights, probably 1-1 now. We got 3 rounds to go.
Blue corner right now, the Nostos corner, to see what they're instructing Avery Poole on.
And move your feet, okay? Because you stumbled.
Very highly experienced corner work on both sides of the cage right now. And you can see the grappling pedigree of both of these fighters. If they both had each other in jeopardy, and shaping up to be a truly competitive fight. And Guilliani with some good ground and pound late in that round. Momentum in his favor.
Massive overhand.
Yeah, ended
Big
up
right hand.
being a bit of a clothesline there. Caught him with the forearm, but an effective punch. And
Way to mix it up.
yep, late on that guillotine bite is Avery Poole, but he's still sneaking it in. He's on the right hip.
Yeah, he does love to go for that guillotine.
Johnny Cupcakes, how tough is it to put Aiden Guilliani away in this position? I'm sure you've rolled with him plenty of times in the past.
Yeah, he is definitely a tricky man to submit. Pretty much his limbs included, his neck. It's very difficult to choke him and finish him. I put knee bars on him full blast, and he just sits there and looks at me, and I give up eventually. It's kind of demoralizing, but it's good that I'm in on the submission, so I got to take positives away from it. But
What's Avery Poole got to do to make adjustments to score real success here?
Avery Poole, before we get in here, we need him to get some respect from Guilliani. Giuliani's shooting in so effortlessly at this point. He's got to get his back to the cage here and get out of this position before he can do that, though, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it looks like Giuliani's starting to work the neck a little bit and play with the grips and which arm is attacking. Very good dominant position here in the third round for Aiden Guilliani.
Giuliani really set that takedown up nicely. He nailed Poole that overhand right, and then he knew Poole was going to be a little hesitant. Kind of did a little fake of it, shot right in on the hips, got him down. He's in a pretty dominant position right now. Wouldn't mind seeing him try to pull that arm out and start to land some ground and pound too, right? Loosen him up before shooting for these submissions.
Now he's
left to go in the round here. He's looking for a neck. Sometimes when you get that one arm across, you can't get the other. You just want to like finger walk on that shoulder to constantly try to creep it closer and closer and closer.
And it's tougher with the gloves. There's extra padding right there. Sometimes if you're barehanded, you can get like the crux of your thumb under someone's neck and blade your hand into your wrist.
Nice hips out of Guilliani. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
Poole ends up on top here with 30 left in the round.
A great reversal with well-timed explosivity for Avery Poole, and we see another momentum shift in this
Poole's
fight.
going to make something happen right now,
Exactly.
though, right? There's only 20 seconds left in this round. You want to see him posture up and land some strikes. Most likely he's not going to get the submission, so he's going to land some strikes.
Yeah, like Johnny said earlier, you got to get the respect back. Does Avery Poole, and this is the opportunity he's been looking for in top position.
It's something I just don't always agree with, is going for that deep half position where you put your arm underneath that leg, because it just opens you up to be able to get ground and pounded on. I know it was short time, so it wasn't that bad, but...
Yeah, very dangerous in MMA to be going for that deep half. By deep half, you swim in your arm under your opponent's leg to create a play of their balance to attack a sweep or a reversal, but in MMA, that leaves one of your limbs to protect your head from...
You can play that game in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know, shoot the arm under, no cup, no gloves. That's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Ashlyn and Lauren getting us ready for round 3 of this amateur title fight. We got a few replays coming up between these rounds. Look at this escape into the ground and pound from Aiden Guilliani after he escaped that guillotine of round 1. The leg kick.
Yeah, so that was that calf kick he had a little success with. He landed it in round 1, like you said earlier, Andy, and he kind of tripped him with the calf kick, but also slipped at the same time.
What I really liked about the takedown from Guilliani in that round earlier was how, like we talked about, he set it up with that overhand, and it was the same delivery with his body that he sent the overhand. It was the same delivery for the takedown. So it really resembled the same exact motion.
Right, it started the same both times, right?
Round 4. Calf kick early out of Poole. Oh, feints and goes up top.
And another bite on that guillotine. Trying to roll into it. He's on the right hip, but the wrist doesn't look under the chin, but still a good
this
bite
one
on
does
the neck.
look tighter.
And now it's creeping in tighter. And Guilliani doing the same stack.
It is tight. Giuliani's been able to fight this well.
Yeah, he stacked out of it nice.
Times.
But it looks like Poole's got a little bit better of an angle on it this time. Johnny Cupcakes, we're here again.
Yeah, Giuliani's got to keep his head out of there, but easier said than done. The hands look a little bit low. Guilliani keeping the nose in like Bill Mahoney had mentioned. Maybe putting that forearm across the throat and trying to create a little pressure that way, but it's a sticky situation. He's got to get that out of it.
Gotta get yourself up in the next show.
Yeah, Poole's working for that guillotine again. I mean, this is his 3rd real bite on the guillotine. It does look tight, but Guilliani is doing a good job of posturing out, pushing his the crown of his head to the ground, and he seems to be pretty composed in this position, like almost like he doesn't mind being.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily feel in danger. He's certainly not comfortable, but he's fine. Maintaining his breath and top position, even though he's caught in a choke. That's kind of just seems to be the cadence of Guilliani there.
I don't know how savvy.
Stacking him up right now, pretty good.
Sorry, Andy.
No.
I don't know how savvy Poole is off his back here, but Guilliani does have to be a little bit wary of getting so overextended in Poole's guard.
Yeah, it seems like Poole, he's won by guillotine twice, and he's chasing that submission a little bit. At some point, he's gonna have to start searching for other submissions. So far, Guilliani, even though he's been in somewhat of a tight situation a couple times, he's been able to find himself out of it pretty easily. So I'd like to see Poole start to search for some other attacks at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Find a different path to success here.
Right. Tried the Gilly 3 times, and maybe try something else now. See what other offense he can mount from his back.
Especially creeping into these later rounds, man. We're already in round 4, 30 seconds left in it. Only one more round to go. But Guilliani's being diligent and just being patient and top control, landing shots when he can, and anytime he sees the back, he takes it.
And most of the time, even You know, with the judges, even though he was in a little bit of a, you know, that guillotine for a while, when the judges see you on top and finishing on top and controlling position, most likely you're winning the fight.
Indeed.
1 round to go.
Primarily, like, it's almost been like a grappling stalemate between these two, where there's positional dominance, but no real crazy, dangerous moments. Just a testament to how composed both of these guys are when it comes to those. Like, they're defensively sound and not letting each other really get off any significant offense. Kind of just getting stuck in tricky positions and playing the game of inches, respectively.
Absolutely. It shows how tough they are to put away as well, because like we've seen so many guillotine attempts out of Poole, but Guilliani's doing the proper defense, not getting put away, and then Guilliani's took the neck a couple times too, over the chin, over the nose, a couple times over the neck a little bit. And you know, Poole's just so tough to put away too. It's a really even contest here.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of stalling right on the ground at some point. I'm not saying he's trying to stall, right? He is searching for that guillotine, no doubt. But I'd like to know how much time Guilliani spent in the guillotine during this fight.
Yeah, right.
Right. He's spent a few minutes of this fight fighting that guillotine off. If he does go for the takedown again, I think it would be smart for try to get his head out of that position before he lands to the ground.
100%. Because the takedown is there. You just got to keep your head position a little bit different.
And you can't keep risking that guillotine attack either.
5th and final round for the lightweight
Nice
championship.
knee on the break.
Poole.
Those leg kicks out of Poole are great.
I'd love to see more of those leg kicks.
Yeah, they've been effective. Oh, big head kick might have landed.
I think it just deflected off his arm a little, maybe caught him in the head a bit. He picked the ankle.
That's the deepest bite of the guillotine of the fight. By
Right
far,
back to
without
it.
a doubt, that's the deepest bite. He's got the angle, he's got a full cinched in grip.
And you see how he's got his leg, right, over his back, pushing
Half
down
guard
on him.
on the right hip. Or the correct hip. He's on his left hip, but you know what I meant.
But Guilliani doesn't seem to mind to sit here. He's very relaxed in this position.
Well, this is where the scoring is going to get so interesting, because how are the judges seeing this? Are they seeing this as Aiden Guilliani just being very defensively sound and staying on top? Or is it like, oh, okay, Poole has all these submission attempts and he's the one that's controlling it actually? It's going to be, I don't know how the judges are going to see it.
You know, and I think out of the judge's eyes, right, like if the guillotine shot up quickly and it was like a fight for it, and then he went to another arm bar, and then he searched for something else, it starts to look like attempts. But I feel like at some point when the position stays here for so long, it becomes more of him just trying to control and, you know, not take damage. But they could really view it either way, like you said, Adrian.
See the ground control time on the graphic here, almost 10 minutes now for Guilliani.
Indeed, and that grip is broken. Guilliani has exhibited some serious ground and pound in past fights. 5th and final round, Johnny Cupcakes Campbell. It could be, I'm thinking it's probably in Guilliani's hands right now, but would you like to see him go for broke and go for the finish in this 5th round and take some chances here?
Yeah, that's kind of the question. Do you open up and just go for the finish and risk potentially losing in some way, or do you just ride it out and kind of hope that the judges did see it your way? I'd like to see Guilliani go for it right here. Look for finishes in the title fight. He's an undefeated opponent. Let's get that finish and just solidify it, personally.
Yeah, I'd like to see him posture up, land some big ground and pound.
Something definitive, because yeah, it's certainly been held at a cancel out pace between these two.
I feel like you don't see this enough, like that position, like the traditional wrestling style. It's good control there.
Yeah, especially against the cage.
Yeah.
Back up to his feet.
And they go the distance to Avery Poole and Aiden Guilliani. 5 complete rounds, primarily taking place in the grappling areas of mixed martial arts. But we've got a scorecard to tally to crown the new lightweight champion. Chalk it up, gentlemen.
Yeah, that was a great fight. You know, cardio held up for both guys. We talked about how, you know, Poole didn't see the second round in his 3-fight career so far, but it held up great. They both look phenomenal out there. And Guilliani, man, the takedowns were there. He did a great job with the submission defense, staying out of trouble there, and then getting his own submission attempts. And Avery Poole had some great kicks in this fight as well. The leg kicks and then switching it up high. Very closely combated fight here.
Yeah, not the heaviest striking match. You know, Guilliani did land that big right hand earlier in the fight, and that set him up for a good takedown. And he had great takedowns and great top pressure, but he was falling into that guillotine pretty much every time he went to the ground, and Poole had a significant amount of threats.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think it's
let's keep
Giuliani's.
it going for these two. How about that for an amateur title fight? After 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. With scores of 50-45, 50-45, and 50-44, we have your winner by unanimous decision and new Cage Titans Amateur Lightweight Champion, Aiden the Candyman Guilliani.
And just a good victory, you know, not the most exciting fight from the fans' perspective, right? But there was a lot going on there, and I think what it came down to is just a very evenly matched fight.
Yeah, with slight adjustments, you know, through each round. Guilliani coming out on top, redeeming himself from his earlier fights in his career where he did not come out on top for that belt against Eric Zane. It's great to see the redemption story here.